Hello lovely creatives, Vivian here. In this video I'm going to show you how I created an Impressionist style piece of art in Canva. Not an easy thing to do. I'm actually on my Coral Paint Shop 9 and this is where I improved the colours. Okay, so what is Impressionism? It was a 19th century art movement characterized by small, thin yet visible brush strokes, an open composition with emphasis on accurate depiction of light in its changing qualities, okay, and of ordinary subject matter. And it goes on. This is from Wikipedia. So let's go on onto some images. There we are. As you can see, some soft brush strokes in most of the pieces. Okay, so I'm on Canva here. Let me just bring it down a bit. There we are. Can you see this is a little bit more subtle than the one I improved on my Coral Paint Shop Pro. When we think of Impressionism, you probably think of Monet, Renoir, Manet, Degas. They are the some of the main painters of that period. Let me just go back here. Just a second. Impressionist work. I wanted to go back to all because it did say something. Okay, here it is. Impressionism, a 19th century art movement. Okay, and here it says it began approximately around about 1860. Okay, so if you want to have a look, go on to Impressionism artwork on Wikipedia or somewhere. Okay, so let's go back to my vintage lady. The first thing I did, I went to Projects Canva, and let's go to the main home page. There we are. So I went up to create a design up here on the right, and I went for a flyer, which is basically an A4 21 by 29.7 centimeters, very similar to US letter size. Okay, so this is the piece I clicked and opened. There is my A4. The first thing I did, as I needed a model, I went to Magic Studio in Canva. If you have a pro account, you can create a model using AI. Okay, I don't usually use AI, but for this project I thought it might be quite nice, and in Magic Studio I typed in, yeah, it's that easy. I typed in vintage lady, vintage 18th century lady with in a poppy field. Here we are. So there is the vintage lady in a poppy field. Okay, I thought that was a good starting point. Obviously start with your own image. If you painted it yourself, even better. I didn't actually have a good picture that lent itself to what I'm trying to do today. Okay, so let me go over to elements here on the left. Remember, you've got the menu. I did use free elements. Let me have a look. Recently used. And these are brush strokes that I used. And if we look at the 3 dots. They are free, and this one is by Azza from Azza Design Studio, so I used that one. And I also used this one, which was by Moby1 from Moby1, and that was free. Remember to go over to the eye just to check that you can use it for the purpose you would like to use it for. Okay, so let me go back for reference to the one I did. And as you can see, I've placed all these brush strokes over the main picture, even on her dress. So that's what we'll attempt to do now. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click here, and as you can see, I've got a black brush stroke. So I want to obviously change the color. Now I'm going to make it a little bit smaller by left clicking and dragging it down slightly, and I'm going to place it over the sky up here. Then I am going left click on color at the top, and it should show me the photo colors. Okay, photo colors. So we go from a deep brown there to quite a rich rusty type color, and some grey. So at least that looks grey. I think I prefer to go to a default color down here, and I'm going to change it either to that color or that color. I think that one. And most importantly, I'm going up to these dots here. Can you see transparency? Left click on transparency, and I'm going to bring it right down, in this case to 41. Let me just have a look and see if it suits. Okay, I might move it around slightly. It's a little bit light, so I might go back up, because I do want to see the brush strokes. Okay, and I'm going to just left click, drag it down. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go onto it, whoops, right click, copy, paste. So I'm going to move it slightly just so that we get some different areas covered, and I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. Up to transparency, bring the transparent, that is much better because the light shows through. So I think I'll change that one as well. Up to color, there we are. Up to transparency, left click, and bring it down a touch. Copy, right click, paste. You can right click anywhere, then left click, hold it down, and move it where you would like it to go. If you'd like it a bit bigger, more prominent, then you can move it up like that. And I might make this a little bit bigger. Give it more of that loose brush stroke effect. There we are. Okay, and I'll bring it back down just to show you how that's looking. It's looking a little bit more painterly. And now I'm going to go up, right click, copy, right click, paste. I'm going to bring it over here, but I'm going to change the color because we've got some darker clouds there. Okay, we can't actually see it now. Transparency, I've left clicked up here, transparency, and I'm going to bring it back a little bit so that I get more of a brush stroke contrast. Then right click, copy. Whoops. Right click, paste. Let's bring it up here. It's covering the parasol. So I'm just going to, I can leave a bit over the parasol just to make it a little bit more natural. If you want to change the direction, just go up to flip here, left click, flip horizontal, or you can flip vertical. So I did both. I flipped horizontal and I flipped vertical. We don't want it to look exactly the same as the other one. And I'm going to bring this over here. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. So you can see the brush strokes merging with the lighter one. I'm going right click. It should have memorized the cloud. So I'll come over here. I don't want to go out of the frame. I might change the color a little bit. That looks a bit... Okay, I've changed the color. Up to transparency, left click. There we are. Right click, copy. And all you do is to continue right clicking, copying your clouds. Let me flip it. Flip vertical. Okay. As you can see, I'll bring it forward at the bottom here. I'm zooming in. And you can see that we're building up a rather nice painterly brushstroked sky. Okay, now I would probably continue here and fill in a few of the spaces. It's a bit lighter here. I'm going to come down and I'm going to do some of the poppies. Brush stroke. Now, photo colours. Okay, it's that sort of rusty red. Up to transparency, left click. And I'm going to cover some of the poppies. If you want to rotate, just go here, left click. I'll keep it the same direction, try and keep it on the screen. Right click, copy. Right click, paste. Bring it over here slightly. Make it look a little bit more abstract and painterly. Then I'm going to use this one. Up to colour, left click. Use this. Come down here. Transparency. I want some of the brush stroke to still appear. I'll bring it just up there. It's a little bit too dark. We want some of the green to show through. Right click, copy, and you can gradually build up a rather nice watercolor effect on your painting. Now that one I don't like. That's it. I want to bring it more in line with the horizontal line. Okay, let's have a look how it's coming along. As you can see, coming along quite nicely. I want to do some of the lady's dress now. So here we are. Up to colour, left click. The photo colours, this is quite dark. Transparency. As you can see, I've still got the brush strokes I would probably get rid of that petal there, but you can only do that on a Canva Pro account. Okay, so let's bring this over here. Transparency left. Okay. Copy. Paste. Right click. Paste. It should still be. Right click. Paste. I might bring it right down here. I didn't on my original one. Right click, paste, it keeps it. That's quite nice because you get the brush stroke going over the poppy up just slightly so that it's part of the dress. Okay, bit more up here, right click, paste. You need quite a bit of patience when you're doing this to make it look natural. I might bring that one out a bit. I might bring it out here as well, which does give it a more natural look. Okay, so you can see how it's all working out. I did actually do a brush stroke over the lady's face, so I'll bring it up here, and I honestly can't remember what colour I did. It must have been a very light colour. Up to transparency, left click. Okay, that gives her a softer look. I might just leave the bow out of it. Copy, right click, paste, and bring this perhaps over to the parasol to give it a more painterly look. Then I would also work on the green in the background. There looks as if there's a small village in this one. So let's have a look up to full screen. Okay, and there you have it. It's quite easy. Once you get the hang of it, there's a lot of copy and pasting to do. You can't do as much as you can with, obviously, with Photoshop or Corel. In fact, I will show you. Here is the one I've just done in Canva. I'd finish it all around here and maybe put a few splashes of paint elsewhere. But I want to show you the one I actually took into my other software. And as you can see, the effects are quite stunning. I used adjustment layers to do this, and I also brought out the colours. Let me go down a bit. There we are. I also, in Canva, I added a text box, and I put all about Impressionism, which I took from, the information I took from Wikipedia, and I always put where I take snippets from, courtesy of whoever. Okay, let me just go back to my Canva one. And okay, so how do we save it? As you can remember, probably we go up to Share, top right. You can also print with Canva. If I click on this, quality flyers in this case, delivered to your doorstep. Front page, about the size, standard paper. You can choose the paper you would like. Deluxe paper. I'm not sure. I haven't ordered anything yet, but I think that's well worth looking at. If you don't want to print with Canva, go back to Share, and you can download here your piece of art. Download a PNG is high resolution image. Or you could, if it's just for sharing on social media or something, if you have the copyright rights, then you can also use JPG. Okay everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. Look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care for now. Bye bye.